There, I've got my son behind the trees, and thinking when I have all the trees and everything down that I'm gonna do some sort of rays coming out, and maybe some coloring for the sunrise. I don't know, but I've got my birches. These are just far away tall trees, and then I'm gonna have pine trees in front, and I'm thinking of putting pieces of lace down to act as snow, because this is supposed to be a path that's been pushed out by wheels or whatever, and I was thinking of just having some snow besides the path, so it looks like it's part of something. I don't know, maybe I should put some snow. I'm not gonna start on these trees yet because I'm not sure how I want them to look yet, so I'm just leaving those there. I have to decide on this lace because I gotta start on my little pine tree that's gonna go right here. I was gonna use this for the main trunk part of the tree, but now I'm starting to think maybe I just want to do some maybe feather stitches in brown or a light brown or something. I'm just hesitant on bringing in other colors because I kind of wanted to stick with the blue, gray, silver palette, with the exception of the sun and the snowman's hat and scarf. Well, actually, there's going to be branches on this with pine needles, so I guess that won't work because there's going to be green anyway, so. So, oh no. So these are the pieces that I cut for the faraway pine trees in the background here. And basically what I was going to do is just do like lines of snow on branches. So once again, I'm just not good with perspective, and I don't know, I think I have to think on this a little bit more. I'll be back. This is my inspiration picture. Okay, so I've got my birches here. There's a birch here and another tree next to it. I think it's a pine, but I like the idea of two birches. There's some trees here, but I didn't include those. And then we've got these 3 trees over here, which I'm thinking I need to make these thinner because they're further away. And then we've got these trees back here in the tree line, which I've got here. And then there's the sun coming between them. I've got the sun coming between them. And then there are smaller pines in front of them, so that's what I've got here. I think I might just have too many. I don't know. This is what I do. I go and I move things around and change it and come back to it until I have it the way I like it. Actually, put this here. This here. This here. Try something. Nope, not gonna happen. I was hoping to split it in half so I could use both sides. I'll just have to cut it instead. Alright. So we've got a tree here. Every time I touch something, I pull something up. We've got a tree here. And then I could do this one. So I have to figure out everything's sticking to me. These are pines. And as you can see in this picture, you see the trunks here, and then you just have blobs of snow-covered branches all over. So that's what I have to figure out, how I'm going to do those blobs of snow-covered branches. I was thinking of using pieces of like a sage green fabric or something, and just putting around, you know, circles or ovals or just shapes of them around, and then I can shape them with embroidery. And then the snow I can also do with embroidery. These are supposed to be in a row, I guess. Let's see. Let's see how I like it better. These are like in a row here. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact, but I mean, I feel with my inspiration pictures, sometimes, at least when I'm starting, the closer I stick to the real thing, the better decisions I can make to change it into my vision later. So at least with starting, I'm sorry, I'm off screen here. With starting, I stick to the original vision. Okay, so I'll have to cut those tops shorter. Okay, so I've got, oh, well, that came off. Okay. Alright, now let's get my road, or my path. I think I'll make this thinner too. Try to tear it, it probably won't. Ow! Oh my god. Nope. I know what the outcome is. I just need to stick with what I know to be true instead of always trying to outwit myself. It's like I don't need any more pain on my thumbs. This one's way back here. Okay. Ooh, all these strings. Okay. So I got my pines here and another pine here. Let's cut that top off so I don't. Jesus. Okay. Got that. Okay. Alright, so my pine tree, which if you look at the picture is up front. So I've got to figure out where it's going to go here. I can always bring my path over some. I'm really ready to just start tacking this down. Okay. This is me thinking. Alright, I think I'm gonna take these off, get these pinned down, start this little Christmas tree here. Then I'll get this shaped however it's gonna end up. I don't see this is like a S curve. I can't get it to do that. I don't have a big enough or a long enough piece of gauze here, but I mean this is fine. It doesn't have to be curvy. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of this and then remove stuff so I can start working on the bottoms. I'll be back later. Of course, to you, it will seem like a minute. Okay. I'm going to work on tacking these down. I'll use I wonder why it doesn't show up so bright on the screen, because it's really bright here. These are all gray, gray, gray. Oh, I'm looking at my pin cushion here. No, that's too big. I won't be able to thread that one with 2 strands. Probably not that one either. I'll try. I'll try. Oh, I got one in. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. Can't. My eyes are really fuzzy today. This will work fine, but it's a thick needle. I don't think I need that thick of a needle. But it worked, so I wonder if this would have been a thinner needle. Yeah, that would have. Let's use that needle instead. Yeah, today my eyes are just really fuzzy. I don't know. So I guess I'm just gonna do like a running stitch. Need my pliers. Here we go. My pincher fingers aren't working good anymore today. I got it. Go up there. Yeah, today's the first day of fall, and the high today was 88 degrees, but tomorrow it's going to be in the 60s. Yay! We still haven't gotten a load of firewood. I'm getting pretty anxious. We need to get some soon. We haven't been able to find the guy that we got it from last year, so we won't have money for it until the beginning of the month, so it's just trying to find somebody that is available. I'd like to get like 2 or 3 cords delivered all at once, just so that'll get us through the winter. And we use space heaters too, but the wood burning fireplace, or wood burning stove I should say, heats up most of the house, and then the space heaters are for the rooms. And actually, I mean, because my room here is right off the living room, and the for the most part I don't really need a space heater in here until January, February, when it gets really cold here. As long as I have a an electric foot warmer that I keep on the floor for my feet. As long as my feet are warm, I'm okay. And then since I have to, whether I'm making junk journals or sewing or whatever, I usually have to put my hands in my little massager, and it's got a heat button on it too, so if my hands start feeling cold, I can just do that and warm them up real good. But like I said, I mean, generally if my feet are warm, the rest of me is okay. my head too. I usually have a bandana on my head anyway, so keep my hair out of my face. Oh, I can't wait for winter. I love winter. I love doing these winter pages. And then I've got inspiration out my window in front of me too, because I've got our backyard and the woods, our woods right out there, so all I see is trees and greenery. I've got a field. Wildlife has a home here. Since the air conditioning's on, I don't have my window open, obviously, but in the evening, usually when I'm in here, I can hear the owls in the wood. He sits out not too far from my window, and he just sits out there and hoots. It's so cool. And then often I'll hear the other owl, because there's two, at least two, and they'll be hooting back and forth to each other. Okay. Hooting? Hooing? Hooting. Hooting. Yeah, owls hoot. Oh my god. Yeah, my fingers are already tired. At least they don't hurt real bad yet. I mean, when I start feeling pain in my joints, because I get it right here, and then these fingers, sometimes they'll start locking, especially these two. But this actually isn't too bad because I'm not using really thick. I mean, this is thick, but a lot of times I have denim. Let's see if I have a smaller needle here. No, that one was smaller than the other one, but it was still pretty big. Try this one. But yeah, I'm looking forward to winter. Living out here in the country. Oh my god, it's just so beautiful out here. Lots of inspiration. And then you see, because we live in Amish country, so we have Amish farms all around us. Let's see their laundry hanging out on the line in the winter time. It's like you have all this whiteness because their houses are white, but their barns are red. And everything around here will be white, covered in snow. And then their laundry will kind of provide some color. And these Amish, we live in a Schwarzentrooper Amish community, and they're very, very strict compared to other sects. But their colors are all jewel tones, basically. So it's really pretty when they have all their different dresses, and it'll be like mom, oldest daughter, next daughter, and all the way down to baby. You see all these jewel tone dresses hanging in the breeze. And yes, they still hang their laundry out in the wintertime. If it doesn't get dry enough, they'll hang it around their stove, their wood stoves, which are massive compared to ours. I mean, they're cook stoves too, but they have in their kitchens, they have hooks on the ceilings that they can hang laundry dryer slats around the stove pipe and the stove. So a lot of times, like if it's really cold out, their laundry will freeze. I mean, it'll still kind of dry, but it'll freeze. So as they bring it in, they'll put some around the stove, let it dry, and then bring in the next load, let it dry, bring in the next load. Because they have their lines are on pulleys, and they go from the porch to either like poles, trees, whatever, but barn, but and they go really high up, and in some instances very long distances. But of course, if you have a family with 8 kids, you need a lot of room. And when the kids were younger and we had our farmhouse, I had a line that went from our porch to the utility pole on a pulley, just like the Amish have. And you know, even having 6 kids, I didn't have enough room for all the laundry. But the good thing is when it's drying outside, it dries very quickly, especially if there's a nice breeze. So usually by the time the next load was done in the washer, the load out on the line would be dry and I could switch them. I mean, I had a dryer, but I didn't like to use it in the summertime because it heats the house up. And actually, it heated the kitchen up, since that was my domain. I wanted it cool. Okay, go back to trying to rock it. No. I don't think I can. I think my thumb's not gonna let me. Yeah, I guess just better off going one at a time. Isn't 56 too young to have arthritis? I'm still young. At least I think I am. My body doesn't. since my mom moved in and I have to care for her 24/7 and I can't be far from her. And she's in her room now, so I don't have to worry too much. But I'll have to go check on her a couple times. And actually, when she had fallen when she first moved in with us. Scott had a heart attack and had to go have open heart surgery. And then the next day, Mom falls, breaks her tailbone. When she came home, we ended up getting a video monitor for her room because she fell a couple times after she came home, and luckily for her, she fell into her laundry basket, which just happened to have stuff in it, so. But, she kept bending down and falling over, so I got a video monitor so I could keep an eye on her while she's in her room, at least while she was healing. And then once she healed up pretty good, I don't have it on now, but you know, as her dementia gets worse, I'm probably gonna have to go back to keeping an eye on her. Oh my gosh, I hope that whole section I just did wasn't off camera. Great. Gotta cut it down. Okay, let me. Come on, come on. Oh, jeez. I have, okay, where's the hole? Can't see it. I have needle threaders, but they're too big for these holes. No. If you're wondering why I have a bunch of needles here, it's because usually I have more than one needle threaded, so I don't have to go through this. But all my good needles are threaded with gray, which I guess I'm gonna have to unthread one just so I can, at least this one's easy to thread. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's weird, I'm looking at the video on the computer and I have this light here right on my work and it's pretty bright, but it doesn't come through on the computer. I'll have to see how it looks after when I do the editing, because it looks so dark on the computer. Okay, once I have this down, I'll get the other piece that's gonna go in the corner there, and then I'll start my pine tree. I'm still deciding whether I'm gonna use that wool trunk or, oh, come on. Oh, good. Thank you. Or just do, stem stitch. Okay. I think that's good. There's going to be stuff on top of this, so it'll get tacked down more. Okay. My pine tree's gonna go here. Now, I kind of hate covering up the blue, but I want to have snow. And I don't want to have to stitch it all. Especially since I'm going to be doing a lot of branches, although the branches aren't tough. I mean, really the biggest thing is going to be the pine trees getting their branches snow. Still trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. I mean, on my one page I used cotton balls that I tore up and just kind of put over. I don't want to do that again because I want to try and do new things each time. Nah, I'll think about it. Alright, let's get this piece on. Let's see, which side is the back? I guess it's not too bad. You could still see the blue through it. I think I'm going to do X's on this one. I'll do X's and dashes. One thing I miss about not driving the Amish anymore is a lot of the times their appointments are down in Holmes County, Ohio, and that's where the largest settlement of Amish is, and that's where all the tourist areas are and stuff. But I mean, it's for a good reason, because the scenery is gorgeous. And the Amish that live in Holmes County, they're not as strict as the Amish that we live by among. They wear lighter colors, and a lot of them work in the stores and use the cash registers and stuff. And there's a lot of Mennonites down there too, but there's a big difference. I mean, when I would take some of the Amish guys to Kimes Hardware, that's where they get a lot of their, because a lot of the Amish men in our neighborhood, they're cabinet makers, and a lot of times they get their wood and their paints and other supplies from Kime Hardware down in Charm. And when I'd drive them down there, you know, we'd see other Amish around, and they'd be like, those are modern Amish. They're too liberal down here. That's what they would say. They're too free. They're not as strict. They're not real Amish. But a lot of them have family members in Holmes County, so they have a strong belief in homeopathic medicine, and a lot of them like to go. There's chiropractors they attend or go to, and one family got hyperbaric treatments. I don't even know how they did that. Let's see how that looks. I don't know if you can see it. I've got it right under the light. X's and dashes. But yeah, they would go to this place where they did the hyperbaric treatments, and I mean, it was expensive. I could not believe how much money they spend. I mean, they get taken a lot. I mean, there's a lot of shysters that make a lot of money off the Amish. These supplements. I actually, because they would come to our place to use our phone to call these companies, and especially if it were the women, I would have to make the phone calls for them because they don't talk on the phone. They don't know how. It makes them uncomfortable. Oh, that's really little. I gotta get bigger. And this one company, I don't know, was charging this lady like $800 a month for supplements. So I felt something was off. So that night I started doing some research on the internet, and I found out that he had actually lost his chiropractor's license for false claims and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, I mean, I at least saved that family from that fiasco. I mean, because she literally, they were spending like $800 a month on supplements, and they couldn't afford that. So I printed out everything I found out about that guy and gave it to the husband and said, you need to look this over, because this guy is a shyster. So he did, he read it, and they stopped using that company. But then they go and they just find another one, so I mean, they really don't want to go to regular doctors unless they absolutely have to. I mean, they will. I mean, there's a clinic set up that caters to the Amish. I mean, they'll see anybody, but they cater to the Amish because they know how distrustful they are of modern medicine. But they'll use it if they have to. If they don't have any other alternatives, they will use it, so. Just want to secure that on the end there. Stretch my fingers out. See how that's looking. Now this is going to fold over to create a tube for a doll to go through, and I will, on all my pages, I'm going to be covering the back with something. But yeah, so I've got most of the tall trees end right at the top of the sleeve. I'm pretty happy. I'm liking the look of this so far. Alright guys, I'm going to take a break. I might just stop for the night because my hands are starting to cramp. And I don't want to be disabled tomorrow. But yeah, this is what we got so far, and getting my road back on there and my other trees, and actually I think this one goes over here. I think. Yeah, I should probably pin these down so I don't lose them now that I've got the snow done. Here. Oh, which one was it? I think it was this. Was it this one? I don't know. I think so. No, I don't know. No, I don't think it was that. Yeah, it was. Okay. Yeah, it was like that. Because I had the fringes going opposite. Okay. Let's get those pinned just so they don't get lost. I have to plan my book or whatever I'm gonna store these in, since I'm not making a journal. Okay, that's enough for me tonight. thanks for watching. If you can, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe if you're not, and if not, thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time. Bye.